Hello, it's Denise here at Junk Journal Junkie UK, back with the Edith Holden Folio project again. And I said to you last time it would probably be the flip through next time, and it's not. I've still got something I want to do on it, so it is very nearly ready. I still haven't got a word for there yet, but I must admit I've not really looked yet. Most of it's ready. I found the lace, well found it, it's the same as there, that's going on the back. I found some black seam binding that's going to be the closure for it. I put a vellum, well it's tracing paper actually, tracing paper, yeah, here we go again, the curse of not finding your words, pocket in there. If you remember, I said I wanted to still be able to see the beautiful paper that was behind it, so I just stuck a couple of tags in there. I think that one you've seen I just sewed round. You might have seen that one as well, they just weren't stitched round, so just stuck a couple of. Okay, so that's finished that off. I did tell you I was doing that one. I'm thinking this one wants another tag in the front, overstuffer that I am, so I want a smaller tag in there still. I finished the notebook. If you remember, I did the flippy up one. I've just done a line of stitching down the side to make it match with the rest of the, am I on camera there yet? Just put a little label over half a sentence there that came around from the other side. So, and I have just put it in with some of the seam binding that's gone round the back of the spine. And that'll be covered over on the outside with the lace. So on the back of it, again, a little bit of half a sentence, so I just put some lace on it. And the same at the bottom, some words that didn't really match what was going on, so I just put a part of a label and a word. That one you've seen. Oh, so that's it. So what is it that, apart from a tag in there, that I could possibly want to still do? It's the back. So beautiful though it is, I just feel that it needs something. But the folio is quite bulky and I don't want to put any more weight on the spine and the joins, to be honest. So what I decided was to just put an add-on on it. So I'm going to just include an envelope. Not this one, this is just one that I was having to play with, but something very similar. So an envelope made out of the Edith Holden book page. I think that's a Nature Notes one actually. But it's one of the, well, I saw it on a Roxy's challenge a long time ago. I have seen people make them since. I'm not saying it is Roxy's idea, but I definitely saw it on her channel, like the Ephemera envelope. Now you can make them with 3, 4, you know, as many of those pockets in the middle as you want, but I thought 2 would be enough. So you can see I've made it with a nature diary inside, just to put some extra ephemera in, and then depending on what's on the back of it and what you like, I'm just going to attach it onto there. So, you know, depending on what you make out of it, you can embellish it, you can put lace on it. Well, you can do anything that you normally do to any of your pockets and envelopes. You can just leave it to sing for itself, and it will just be caught in with the seam binding in the tie, and it will be removable if you don't want it on there. I have to say that I think I am keeping this. I know I say that with a lot of the journals that I make, but I think I am keeping this one because it's the first one I've made. It's the book pages that I love, and like I say, I've got enough to make lots more for other people, so yeah, I think this one's going to be mine. Okay, so let's make some. So I've got some embellishing pieces out, but whether we'll get to embellishing, I don't know. That's alive. Let me just pop it up there. Move the pretty paper so that you can see the famous gloopy green mat. So what do we want? I just left that on there for pretty as well. We could use it. What have we got over here? So I just went through and pulled out all my single pages of the diary, of which I've used quite a few. There's a couple more here, so I've only got 4 left there of the single pages. Oh, there's a couple more there, one more there. And that looks like nature notes. You can tell by the difference in the colour from that really dark Country Garden, that was it, book that I had. Okay, so I just brought all the single ones out to decide what I want to make it with. So you just want one for your outside, which I think I'll do an Edith Holden one this time. I'm going to do an all text one this time. I have got a couple half made so that I can show you how to do it without waiting constantly for the gluing process. So you want one of those, and if you're using these pages like I am, 2 of those, and that's all you need. So the first thing we need to do is make the insides, because they need to be glued and wait to stick before we start pulling them apart, because there's quite a bit of tension on them when they're pulled. So right, now this is a bit of a double-edged sword, not a double-edged sword. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? Because I need to know the size of this to cut the size of those, so I'm going to have to do some folds. So if I'm having the text the right way up, it means the flap that goes over. Oh no, that's all the way up. That's brilliant. Okay, so that's the flap. Right, let's do this the proper way instead of the backwards way on. So the flap is the bottom, and I am going to, what's the outside, August or September? Yeah, I think I'll have September on the outside. So the flap is at the top here. I have to think about which way I push it as to which way it folds. So if I push it in, it folds the other way. So it wants to be this way. That was hard work, wasn't it? Now if I want that September on the flap, I'm going to have to make my flap quite big here. And I'm working around the camera, so this is going to be like an 1.5 inch flap. That's fine. I mean, you can make them any size you want, as long as you just make the insides to fit. That's all I'm using the scoreboard for. And as you can probably tell, I've only got the big one, I haven't got a smaller one. Yep, so that's right. Yep, that's the only bit. No, it's not, it's upside down. How did I manage that? The only way that could have been right was by having that. That's what I did, isn't it? I don't see why I can't. Here we go again. Okay, so I'll still do it at the 1.5, I think. Yeah. Just to save my brain thinking about anything. This one don't want to go in a straight line, you might know. What am I doing? Why are you going off there? That's it. I find it's very easy, if I'm not careful, to jump over into the next line. And that's it. So that's going to be the top. So we'll ignore the crease in that one. And then you fold this up, but you want a bit of space there. So you fold it using the straight, excuse my head if it's in the camera, using the straight side edge. Yeah, so you'll see the August when it's opened. Oh, where's my chopper gone? I'm so sorry. That was your first wobble of the day. And then just straighten the edge. That's all you need to do. And then look at it and see if it's the size you want it to be. You know, you can make it smaller if you haven't got much room, but that looks fine. Okay, so we're not going to need that for a while, other than for measuring these. So these are going to be folded over. What did I put in the middle of there? The So I'm going to put the words in the middle this time, because that's what you see when you open it out. Oops, bone folder gone. Oh, so we've got July and August here, and we've got August on the outside. That was handy. I'd like to say that it was prepared, but it wasn't. It was a happy accident. I've done that the wrong way around now. Let's have July 1st. Let's go in order, shall we? Okay, so that's the way they're going to be stuck in. All we need to do is cut them to size before we start gluing them. Yeah, so they want to be quite a bit smaller than that. I'm not going to see that July and August. Now, obviously you could bend the page not in the middle so that you get that on the top, but to be fair, it's going to be glued. The inside isn't, but yeah. Let's do one at a time then. So what do we think? Let's start with 9 centimetres and see how far off we are. Yeah, so it needs clearance. It needs to be a little bit less than that because we had a big flap, so I'm gonna go 8.5. Let's see what that does for us. This is going to be a skinny one compared to the other one I made. Yeah, so 8 3/4 probably would have done, but oh, sorry. 8.5 is what we'll go with. I mean, you could mass make these. Like I say, the first time I saw Roxy do it, it was in a mass make, but it was one of a very, very early, long time. Yeah, a mass make, not a challenge. Okay, and we want, so it needs to be inside that, so I want a little bit off each side. So I think if I line that, because it's got that lovely brown. Line that brown up there. I'm just trying my damnedest not to not to measure. Of course, you could measure and make life easy for yourself if that's your thing, as long as they're the same size. And you might have a really good guillotine that'll cut them together, but I'm wondering about my blade, so yep, so they're going to go like that, open up like that. So I'll probably put them in that way, so as you're looking at the back of it, you see the writing that's the right way up. And they're going to fit in there like that. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing you need to do with these is glue the sides down. Only these, only the centre pieces. We're not going to glue the sides down on the outside piece, otherwise you'll stop it from opening. And it's just going to go under my mat to set and go flat, because those of you in the UK of a certain age, Blue Peter style, I've got some already made. Okay, so Blue Peter was a children's programme from, well, it ran quite a long time, I think, right into the 80s, maybe even beyond, but it was 70s when I was watching it. Okay, so I can put some lace or something across that crease if I don't like it when I've done. It might be that I have, what have I done with all my pretties? Put all those offcuts on them. You know, it might be that I have something going across it like that. So don't worry if you do crease and you have to change what you're doing. Okay, so I have 2 of those, but they're not going to fit in that because it's quite small, isn't it? I've got another one of those, that's lucky too. Okay, so this one I've got the words on the front the right way up and the picture the right way up, but on the back it's upside down. So if you're going to glue that down, because you could glue these onto a page and use them like that as an envelope, there's nothing wrong with it, or you could so that way up, aren't we? Again, you can stick things on it, you can embellish it, you could stencil over it because it's quite a plainish, anything you like. So this is a lighter one. I must admit I quite like the darker, that's not one either. I maybe should have used one of these really dark. The darker Edith Holden ones with the lighter nature notes inside. So I'm probably going to make a few of these. I'll let you into a little secret that one of them is going to be a prize in my 100 subscriber giveaway with some ephemera in it. So I thought I'd make one of these, one of the fairy ones, and offer 2 prizes rather than 1 this time. Looking for my glue stick, that's what I'm looking for. So make sure that the openings are at the top, and then open it like that, because these are going to go together like this. And you just need a blob of glue down the middle. It can be any glue you want. I find if you leave it long enough, glue stick does absolutely fine. And the trick is to get the bottoms, well, all of it hopefully, but the bottoms need to be level, the sides need to be level. That's it. Now I'm just thinking you could cut the top. You could have cut the top with a fancy crimped edge if you wanted to. So I'm not going to put a lot of, obviously not dry yet, but when that's dry, that'll pull right out, like this one did. Yeah. So you can see why they're closed at the edge, but this isn't. If this was closed, you wouldn't get much of a, would work a little bit, but you wouldn't get much of a pull down effect like that. And yeah, I rounded the corners on that one. So we'll just stick that under there a minute while it dries a little. We'll round the corners on here. So apart from folding this sheet and decorating it if you want to, there's nothing else that you need to do on it. So they are a really quick make to make, you know, 4 or 5 or 6 at the same time. I'm wondering if these could be glued now while we're waiting for that. I mean, glue stick doesn't dry very quickly, so it's not going to be completely dry. That one I've just put under, but we will make it and use it. And I'm hoping there's one more thing I can quickly have a go at with you. So, which one was this one? Yeah, that one. So, open at the top, because I have done that once. Stuck them down the wrong way. Separate them that way. I mean, you could put any kind of papers in here. You could have some really pretty digitals. You could have coffee dyed. You could have vellamy tracing paper. That would be nice. You could have a mixture. And like I say, you can have. I have done them with 3, which is quite a nice fold. Don't think I've done them with any more than that, but I can't see any reason why you shouldn't. Okay, put that one back under a few minutes, and let's stick this one in. So obviously it's not ready for filling, etc., because it's not dry yet. But so open that down. Now it is going on that crease, but not on the crease. You want a little, I don't know, millimetre, couple of millimetres clearance, just to give it space, you know, to open and close, because it's going to be attached here and it's going to be attached there. And just the same again, just one spot of glue down the middle, and just do one side at a time. Put your back piece down first, so a bit of clearance from the bottom. You definitely want clearance from the top, and that covers it. Yep, so once you're happy that's in place, just do the same thing on there, and then glue that one up. And that's it. It's a matter of waiting for that one. There, I'll pull it. Yeah. To dry like the others. So we glued those, didn't we? Yeah. So fold it down the right way up. Make sure you've got those the right way. Glue the back. Bit of clearance from the bottom. So these have got a lot of clearance at the top, but that will give you more room to get your fingers in, not a problem. Fold that one up, and job's a good one. Now you could put closures on them, you could put a little, I'm going to say safety pin, and that's not what I mean. What's the other type of paper clip? That's it. You could just put a paper clip on which would hold it down. I've got one here, got a plain one. You could just keep, oh sorry, rubbing it with your bone folder until it really does produce a crease. Obviously there's going to be a little bit of bulk in there if you fill it full of ephemera, so you might want something like this. You know, you could put a fancy altered paper clip on it, etc. But that's it. There's the other one I made. So you can have some great fun embellishing them. Like I say, make them any size. I'll probably put it on there with whatever the picture I'm going to put on that way, and that will keep it closed as well. Okay, so I'll probably make another 3 or 4 of these while I've got everything out and going. But what I was doing, what I was looking at while I was creating all these edges, look at all these strips I've got, and I've got loads more, and I don't want to throw them out. Okay, and I've never done this before. I've heard of it and I've never seen anyone do it. So I'm going to have a go at making some. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac for speed. Woven paper. Just see if I can just weave a bit of paper. I mean, I did weaving with pretty bits of paper when I was a little girl at school. That was a lot of years ago, and I'm sure the teacher did more of it than we did. So I'm talking about, I don't know what they call it now, nursery school. When I was at school in the UK, we called it infant school. So that one will be going underneath. Oh, that's pretty. Set that on top. Oh, silly. If it's going on top, you should have glued it on top. No, you were right. It needed gluing underneath. Can you see what I'm doing? I hope so. So I don't know if they leave gaps or what. Let me just have a look at them on camera. Yeah, I am. I don't know where I should be gluing it, if I'm gluing it in the right place, or if I should be doing it on a piece of backing paper. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. I love doing things like this. So if you're weaving, oh, let's have some of the words on the top. Oops. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with it when it's done, but I'm sure I'll find something. Be an interesting piece of something, won't it? It looks like it's going to have gaps in it. So I'm wondering if, oh, we went wrong there, didn't we? That should have been under. Never mind. We're practicing, that should be under. No, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just keep going and see what we create. I mean, I don't know what else I would have done with them, so over the top, underneath, that's it. I suppose the edge ones have to be next to each other to some degree. We'll see. We're just practicing. I mean, feel free to turn off now if you've had enough of what I'm doing. You've seen the proper make. I mean, I could have stuck it on some paper, but then I think that defeats the object of making something out of the... I didn't need glue on that piece. Silly. Let's wipe it off. Out of the bits of paper, did I need one on that one either? Yeah, so it's still moving around quite a bit. Definitely did something wrong there, didn't I? Come on. So I'll probably have to go and watch a video on weaving paper, but sometimes I just like doing stuff myself. Yeah, so So that wants to go under there. No. It's fiddly. Under there and over there. Yay. Maybe I should have weaved it first and then put some glue in various places. Who knows? Oh well, it could be worse. It's coming together. Need a thinnish piece. These are all quite fat. We might have a fat one on the end. So you're going to go on top of there. Well, the hardest thing when you make something new, the hardest one is always the first one you make. Yeah. And it's getting easier now. So I'm guessing you can only make it the size of your longest pieces of strips of... Oh. I think it wants one in the end, doesn't it? Just to finish it off. So is that right? Now underneath. Underneath, on top. Underneath, on top. Sorry about the squeaking. Those are used to it by now. Underneath, on top. Well, thank you for staying with me while I did that. I don't know what I've achieved, but as I always say, I've had some fun. That's not bad, that actually. Could make tags out of it or back something onto it. Okay, thank you for staying with me, guys, like I say, while I was playing. I hope you ever got the envelopes if you've not done them before. And I'm pretty sure now that next time you see this book, it will be a flip through. Okay, thanks ever so much. See you soon. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.